What's up guys, I'm back and I'm bringing you another deck guide video today brought to you by Team Bandit Gang. And speaking of Team Bandit Gang, I just wanted to go ahead and take this moment real quick to let you know about our upcoming tournament called Duel of the Dogs, and there is a $250 prize pool. The community qualifiers are going to be on a Wednesday, October 28th, so anybody could sign up and take part in the event. And the main event is going to be on October 31st and November 1st. So the first phase is on October 28th. It's going to be Swiss rounds, pretty standard, bring 3 decks, ban 1, pretty standard GWENT tournament rules. And I'm going to go ahead and leave a link to the challenge page down below. And this is what it will look like. Let me bring it up real quick for you. So this is what's going to look like. It's at 8 a.m. United States Central Time, which is my time zone, but whatever time zone you're in, this should automatically update to your time zone. So I myself have signed up for it. You can see me there, JHugs, and we have some other guys from Bandit Gang in there as well. As of recording this video, we have 37 players signed up, so definitely still have more room for people to sign up. If you want to go ahead and sign up, you're more than welcome to. Like I said, link will be in the description below, and I just wanted to let you guys know. So on to the video here. So we're taking a look at Scoia'tael Symbiosis. So I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of sleeping on Scoia'tael a bit. They are actually my least played faction, and I've never really been into Scoia'tael, to be honest. Ever since I started playing Gwent, I just kind of stayed away from Scoia'tael unless I was messing around like in casual games or just doing event quests or something like that. But I've been playing with this deck and it is actually really good. I've gotten to peak MMR around 2460, I think 2469, I believe. We'll probably see in a minute, but it's pretty good. And this is a non-devotion version I put together, as you can see here. I did try Devotion as well before playing this deck, and I think Devotion is actually pretty good too. I like both, but personally I've had more success with a non-Devotion version, so this is why I'm going to go ahead and show you the non-Devotion version today. So as always, we're going to go ahead, go over the deck, go over some considerations, and play a game. But I think this time, I'm going to play 2 games. Before, in my past videos, I would only play 1 game in these videos, and the reason for that is because I just don't want these videos to go on too long. I wanted them to stay around like 30-ish minutes and not be ridiculously long, but I think there's no avoiding it, to be honest. I feel like 1 game really isn't enough to kind of show you the full strategy and gameplay of the deck. I think 2 games is fine. I would honestly even maybe do 3, but I think for now we'll do 2 games, and then maybe I'll consider doing 3 going forward. We'll see how it is, but it'll also maybe be nice to show you like 1 win and 1 loss to see, you know, what did I do right in the win, and then what did I do wrong in the loss, or what did my opponent do better than me. And it's always kind of nice to kind of reflect and see, you know, what did I do wrong, what could I have done better. And I've been trying to ask myself those questions a lot lately, and I think it's actually improved my gameplay quite a bit, to be honest. So let's go ahead and just kind of run through the deck real quick. This isn't anything too crazy. I've seen people run similar lists on the ladder. There might be a couple cards here that are a little bit more uncommon, but for the most part, it's pretty standard non-devotion Symbiosis deck. So right off the bat, what does Nature's Gift do if you're not aware? Symbiosis. So whenever you play a nature card, which we have a lot of in this deck, you're going to spawn a Wandering Treant, which is a 1 power token, 1 power Treant token. You're going to spawn one in a random allied row and set its power equal to the number of units with Symbiosis you control. So what's really good about this leader is you always have 1 Symbiosis because it has this passive ability. You're always going to have at least 1 Symbiosis. But let's say you have another additional Symbiosis unit on the board, like a Hamadryad, and you have 1 Hamadryad on the board, and then plus the Symbiosis from your leader. You play a nature card like a Rebuke, then you're going to spawn a 2 power Treant, since you technically control two 2 units with symbiosis, but your leader kind of counts as like 1 free unit basically. And then we have the order ability as well, which is really nice with your Hamadryads. Give an allied unit vitality for 2 turns with 3 charges. Really nice leader ability. I actually like this leader a lot. And we're running TA, kind of a no-brainer to pair with Dunka on blue coin to get those hand buffs and really get a lot of carryover value. So, and again, non-devotion, Oniro is pretty much an auto-include in almost any non-devotion deck, I would say. Just really nice consistency. Forest Protector, really good Scoia'tael card. I think he's an auto-include in like maybe any Scoia'tael deck at this point. Maybe not elves, but he's just a really good card because he's going to play a Bronze Nature card from your graveyard, which means you could play potentially up to 3 Rebukes, which is really good. It's another special for your Gourd, and he's a Treant as well, so if you play Rebuke, get a Death Blow, it'll buff this up to plus 2 points. So, really good card. Heatwave, another one that's auto-include in non-devotion decks. Since the artifact reworks, this is the only way... Actually, I don't think that's true. It's not the only way to get rid of an artifact. I think the other way is with Shoop. Let me actually check that real quick. I think it's Shoop Knight, I want to say. Or no, did they remove it? No, it's Hunter. It's Hunter. So yeah, Shoop Hunter, destroy an enemy artifact. So technically, Heatwave and Shoop are the only artifact removals, but not many people are playing Shoop. Heatwave is kind of a no-brainer to throw in your deck, and if your opponent's not playing Scenario, then just acts as a really good tall removal. Novigradian Justice, really good card, just provides thinning and really good tempo. So the only dwarves we have in our deck, we have Gourd, and then we have 2 Volunteers, which are basically your standard thinning cards. So you're going to spawn a Cleaver's Muscle in your melee row, and then you're going to pull out 1 dwarf from your deck, and then it'll automatically bring out the second one. So it's thinning and a 13-point play on top of that. Really good for reach on red coin, or really good for pushing round 2. So since these are thinning cards, you always want to mulligan them as well. And Geralt of Rivia, basic Geralt. I've seen more people play him. I don't see him used that often in this particular deck. I think people actually opt for Elias. That's one card that I'm not running in this deck. I feel like since we are non-devotion, we want to take advantage of more tall removal. So we have Heatwave and we have Geralt as our 2 tall removals. And I will admit, he has bricked a couple of times, but for the most part, he gets really good value. He has come in clutch for me multiple times. I would say maybe just recognize your matchups, because if you think he's going to be a brick, just go ahead and mulligan him. Like, let's say one of the decks that's kind of popular right now is Northern Realms Revenants. That deck does not go very tall. Geralt is probably not going to get value against that matchup. The tallest unit that deck has is like maybe like a Falibor at 7, or maybe like a Kedwani Knight. But other than that, like, you know, other than those type of decks that don't go really tall, Geralt is pretty good value. Then we have Shaping Nature, Echo card, pretty much auto-include. It's Echo, so we get it twice. It's a special, so we could play it. We could play it twice, which is more buffs for Gourd. Nature card goes with Symbiosis, and we could tutor with Fauve as well. This is usually your main target to tutor with Fauve, but sometimes you may want to target Isengrim's Council as well. Now, this is a really good card for more consistency, and it also buffs your unit that you want to play. Personally, I like to save this card for Gourd with Last Save if I can, because you're going to look at a Dwarf, Dryad, and Elf from your deck. We don't play Elias, so we don't have any Elves. We have a few different Dryads in the deck, so that could be kind of random. Other than the thinning cards we have, the Bronze Dwarves, Gourd is our only card, or our only Dwarf, sorry. So as long as you get your thinning Dwarves out in round 1 or round 2, and you save Council for round 3, you are guaranteed to pull Gourd with this card every time. And it is really, really good with Last Say. And that is actually something I should mention. Last Say with this deck is absolutely important because this deck is actually pretty damn greedy, because you're going to have a really tall Gourd by the end of the game with all these special cards. Also, the Hamadryads go insanely tall because their ability here, at the end of your turn, if this unit has Vitality, boost self by 1. So your main target for your leader charges are going to be the Hamadryads, because you want to throw them down on the board and then immediately buff them out of removal range. So let's say you put this on the board, it starts off at 4 points. You use a leader charge on it, it has Vitality, but it also triggers this ability. So you throw this down on the board, it's at 4 points, use a leader charge, and then it's got automatically buffed to 6 power, which is really nice. And we already talked about Fauve, another Dryad, just good consistency for playing a nature card from your deck. And Treant Boar is actually really good here. I wasn't completely sold on Boar on this deck at first, but I've gotten a lot of value from him. So he's basically going to, if you're not familiar with the card, you usually want to play him down on the range row first, and then move to the melee row, so you can damage an enemy unit by 2, and then basically he moves back and forth between melee and range. And you get Zeal if you control a Dryad, which we have a decent number of Dryads on the board. So if you can keep this Boar alive, it's just going to keep doing two pings of damage every other turn, which is really, really nice. So this is something that's threatening that your opponent is going to want to get rid of. Dunka, we mentioned a little bit. Just a really good card on blue coin with tactical advantage to buff up, and then it's gonna buff a random Scoia'tael unit in your hand. So really good for carryover, buffing up all your units. Gourd, pretty simple. This card is honestly, this card is kind of stupid with this deck. It's ridiculous how much points you could get for this Gourd. Like, this card has so many specials, or I mean, this deck has so many specials. So Gourd is just gonna be ridiculous by the end of the game, which is really why you want Last Say, so your opponent can't interact with Gourd, because if you don't have Last Say, he can easily die to like a Heat Wave or Geralt, or maybe get hit by Morkvarg, Bloody Baron, you know, those things. So Last Say with Gourd is really insane. We got 2 rebukes, just good removal, damage an enemy unit by 5, and then even if you get a death blow, boost a random allied treant by 2, which is really nice. We have a Forest Protector and Treant Boar are 2 Treants in the deck, but then we also have a bunch of Wandering Treants that we spawn from Symbiosis. Circle of Life, good nature card, damage an enemy unit by 3, boost a random Scoia'tael unit in your hand by 2, or if you get a death blow, then you get to choose which Scoia'tael unit you want to buff. I actually really like using Circle of Life to buff up Dunka in our hand if we're not on blue coin, because if you throw down Dunka just without any buffs, she is probably going to die almost immediately to something. She will almost immediately die. So if you can actually get a death blow with Circle of Life and buff up your Dunka to put her a bit out of removal range, that's actually really good. And 3 damage is kind of uncommon. There's not a lot of cards that do 3 damage, and this is actually really good for killing Indrega Larvas, since Monsters is actually really popular on ladder this season. It's just really good for killing a larva. We have the Thinning Dwarfs, already talked about those. Hamadryads, kind of the bread and butter of this deck. Basically want to lay these down, buff them up with your leader charges, and they're just going to play for a lot of points. They're going to buff up with Vitality, then they have Symbiosis, so you play nature cards, you're going to spawn all these Treants, and this card is just insane. Now, the Guardians, I feel like this card isn't played that often with Symbiosis. I haven't seen that many people use this card, so this card is pretty decent in my opinion. It has Veil, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing. I kind of wish it didn't have Veil sometimes, so you can give it Vitality to help buff it up. but Veil does prevent it from being poisoned or bled or locked, even though there's not that much Nilfgaard around right now is the thing, so you're not going to see too much poison unless you're playing against Hidden Cache, probably. But this card is nice because it's just a nice proactive play. It has an order to damage an enemy by 2. We don't have too much removal in the deck. We have 2 Rebukes. We have the Circle of Life. We have the Guardians for 2 damage, and then we have the 2 tall removals with Heatwave and Geralt. So we don't have too much removal in the deck, but the extra 2 damage is pretty nice because you can maybe lay this down card first and then damage something by 2, and then maybe you can put it into removal range for Rebuke for something that's like a little bit taller. So pretty good card, pretty good proactive play. It has Symbiosis and damage, which is really nice in my opinion. And Dryad as well. So we have Dryads with the Hamadryad, the Guardian, Dunka, and Fove, and Dryads are nice because that means we can give Zeal for our Treant Boar whenever we lay him down. Dryad's Caress, nature card, again, Purify an allied unit boosted by 3, and then if you control a Dryad, also give it Vitality for 3 turns. So really nice to give Vitality for your Hamadryads. You're not going to be using the Purify that much. Like I said, there's not a lot of locks and poisons around since Nilfgaard isn't being played as much. Still some poisons. Some people are still playing Nilfgaard, but it's not very common. You can maybe get some value on the Purify if you purify some bleeding, but it's just a good nature card. And Tempering, again, just a simple nature card. Boost an ally by 5. If it's a dwarf, give it 2 armor. We just have the dwarves from Volunteers and Justice. You're probably not going to use this on Gord, since Gord's most likely your last card. But it's just good for keeping things alive, like maybe keep your Guardian alive or keep your Boar alive. And it's just a good little buff card. And then of course Squirrel. Squirrel is, I mean, I already liked Squirrel, but I feel like Squirrel is even better in this current meta because every faction has something to banish in their graveyard, I feel like. I mean, your main target with Squirrel is going to be those Echo cards like Oniro, AA, Blood Eagle, so on. But there's also some other cards that you might want to banish, such as, let's say you're playing against Skellige Mushroom Leader, you can banish the Crow Mother, which is nice. Let's say you're playing against Hidden Cache, you can banish their Boat. Let's say you're playing against monsters, you can banish their Yigurn. I feel like Squirrel is pretty damn good in this meta. I mean, there are some cases where maybe you won't find a good Squirrel target, and that's fine. Maybe you could just throw them away on the dry pass if you lose round 1, but you really want to win round 1 with this deck. But honestly, you should usually find a good Squirrel target with every matchup, I think. Okay, and of course, I talked way more than I wanted to, but let's go ahead and talk about a couple considerations. This deck is pretty tight, to be honest with you. There's not too much I would change, I don't think. I actually did consider running Geralt Professional over basic Geralt, but the thing is, he's so conditional. He's definitely better with Precision Strike. That's why people run him with Precision Strike, because they have the leader charges to kind of help set up his ability. So I think I'd stick with regular Geralt over Professional, but I did think about it at one point. And I did mention real quick, Elias is really good. It's a really good tempo play, since you're probably going to be spawning some low power Wandering Treants. You usually want to destroy one of those and then spawn Elven Deadeyes. You could potentially take that and put that in, take out Geralt and upgrade extra provision somewhere else. But like I said, I like having the extra tall removal personally. Rock Slide is pretty good as well. If maybe you're finding that Geralt bricks too much, then maybe you can put in a Rock Slide. Rock Slide's still pretty good. Just 8 damage straight up. Povko. I actually had Povko in this deck originally, but I think I put in Boar. Yeah, I think I swapped Pavko out and put in Boar and then swapped one of my bronzes. Pavko is actually really good. The only thing is, like I said, a lot of people are playing monsters right now, so he gets kind of countered by the bruisers. So if you do run Pavko, I would actually recommend running, I think his name is Paulie. Maybe I don't have him, actually. I don't have all the cards, if you were wondering. I don't have him, but I could craft him. Yeah, if you're running Pavko, I would actually recommend running Paulie, because he can move a unit to the other row. It could be any unit, so you could still find value to either move defensively, like move your Pavko back to the range row, or move offensively, like move a defender, move a Visigoda or something like that if you're playing against Shield Wall. So yeah, if you're running Pavko, I would recommend Paulie as well. Not too much else here. I guess Melina could be a consideration as well instead of Paulie. She's on a cooldown. And as far as bronzes go, Scoia'tael actually has some pretty good bronzes. I was surprised. I was kind of debating, like, man, like, what do I want as my bronzes? Because there's also, you also have Miner, which is nice proactive play. It can also be used to buff your Dunka. But the reason I didn't put the Miners in here is because, like I was saying with Isengrim's Council, other than Gord, the only dwarves we run are the Volunteers. So I would hate to maybe come up in a short round 3 and I have Council and I have Gord and a Miner in my deck and I don't pull Gord. That would feel very bad. So I would personally not recommend putting more dwarves in this deck, just so you can guarantee that Gord. He is so vital to this deck. The Dryad Enchantress is actually really good, because it could give an allied unit vitality. Again, goes really well with your Hamadryads. I actually had them in at one point, and I think I took them out. And the Abandoned Girl is pretty decent as well. It transforms into a young Dryad, which is basically just another Symbiosis token. Oak Critters are pretty decent as well. I had them in my deck. They're pretty decent. Oh wait, no, actually, they were in my Devotion deck. Sorry, they're pretty decent with Devotion, but if you're not running Devotion, then they're not worth it. They're not worth it. But other than that, I think this deck is pretty solid personally. Like I said, I got it to around 2469 peak, I believe, and that's actually pretty surprising because I don't play Scoia'tael that much, but I kind of learned to have fun with Scoia'tael. I was always kind of hated playing against them, and to be honest, this deck is actually kind of gets countered by Precision Strike Scoia'tael. You may have a hard time winning that matchup, and there are a couple other bad matchups I'm trying to think of real quick. Precision Strike is a tough matchup. Nilfgaard Lockdown may be tough as well, but it's not too bad since Nilfgaard's kind of weak right now and there's not many people playing Lockdown. And Lippy may be a nuisance as well. Lippy is kind of hard to beat, I think. I think your main two bad matchups with this deck would be against Lippy or against Precision Strike. So we'll hop into a couple games. We're gonna do 2 games this time, and maybe we'll see one of those decks. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll win both. Maybe I'll lose both. Maybe I'll win one, lose one. We'll see how it goes. But I think that's it for considerations. Deck is pretty solid. Let's hop into a couple games and we can talk out our game plan and go from there. Alright, and we're back. So we're actually playing against elves. Okay. So they're most likely playing Scenario. So we have Heatwave, which is nice. Alright, now as far as mulligans go, winning round 1 is very important with this deck. I cannot stress that enough. Winning round 1 is very important because we want last say. We're not going to be playing Gord here. I think it's fine to kick him. Okay, that's pretty good. This is actually pretty decent. We can own Nero for Dunka, although, maybe I'll kick one. Maybe we'll kick something here. Alright, we get Dunka, which is kind of nice. We don't have TA though, which... We don't have TA, which is a bit of a problem for our Dunka, so... Like I said, we could try and pull... I kind of want to save Oniro though, to maybe... For Justice, to maybe see if we need a tempo ahead. Maybe we don't even play Dunka this round. Starts off kind of slow with a minor. So I'm thinking we can start off... We can kind of take it slow too. I think we'll play a Guardian. For now. We have our Echo card, which is nice. I might end up Oniroing into Fove into Circle of Life. Maybe we can get a Death Blow set up. To buff our Dunka. That would be pretty good. And then I think what I want to do is try and win this round and then push round 2 with Justice, actually. I think that would be the ideal situation. Well, there's a Death Blow right there. He's probably going to rebuke this. Okay, Call of the Forest. Maybe he's pulling Dunka. He is pulling Dunka, okay. Is he going to buff it, though? He does buff it, okay. That is, That's actually pretty smart because it's at 7 strength, 1 armor. If we click this, it's going to go down to a 6, and that puts it out of rebuke range. Huh, that is kind of troublesome. We could click this and then maybe play our Duncan and click that, but I don't think that's very efficient. Honestly, I'm not sure if we have a way to kill that. Unless we play Heat Wave, but we want to save Heat Wave for his scenario. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to take that now. I don't want to be too greedy with that. We're going to do what I said. We're kind of roping here, so hopefully we can hurry up. Okay, I was roping really hard there. But we do get the Death Blow, Circle of Life, buff up our Dunka, which is nice. He may be able to kill it though if maybe he clicks his Dunka with the rebuke. That's fine. Okay, so we go ahead and just play our Dunka now. We're not going to click it. I think next we probably either go Guardian next or Hamadryad next. I'm gonna try and snipe the Dunka? Wow. Okay. I guess that's kind of lucky for us. Huh, okay. I think we could play our Hamadryad. Go ahead and do that. Use leader charge, so we buff it up. Kind of wanted the Guardian to get buffed up so we can buff it to a 6, put it out of removal range from a rebuke. I think we're okay here. I don't want to play Heat Wave because we want to save that. Okay, he plays Justice. That's some big tempo there. We're still fine though. We have pretty good reach with Shaping Nature, I think. Okay. Now, we don't want to play this Caress because we'll just purify that Vitality, so we don't want to play that yet, actually. Okay, sorry about that. I just edited out this last part here because I had something going on in the background, so I missed what he played. He played a Tempering on that, right? Okay. So, I think we just take the Shaping Nature now. It's kind of playing tall. We could play Caress too, actually. Let's do that. I think we click this because we don't want to be too greedy. Alright, we get the pass out of him, which is pretty nice. I'm wondering if we just squirrel now, to be honest. I don't know if we're gonna get a better squirrel, because it might be worth saving this shaping nature to push round 2 and then again in a short round 3. I haven't seen Oniro or anything like that from him. We could just squirrel the rebuke. Makes his force protector a little bit worse, I think. Yeah, let's just do that. And we don't need to do anything else here because I get to the buff. Alright, so very nice. We get a thick force protector too. Thick treant. That is one thick tree. Get Oniro back, nice. Council is good, but like I said, I usually want to save Council for board. Although it's kind of risky to mulligan it away. What else are we looking for? Rebuke is not bad. But I kind of... No, this isn't bad, honestly. I might keep this, actually. But what do I... Yeah, we lead off with Justice. Yeah, so we lead off with Justice. It's our second Oniro. But we thin out our deck, and we still have Council. And I'm just gonna... I think I'm actually gonna play this on the melee row, because they have that elf that does more damage when you're... how do I say it? You know what I'm talking about. You know that elf, right? It does more damage for each row that separates it. That's what I mean. I just forgot what it's called, though. Officer, okay. So I think we actually play Shaping Nature here. May actually opt for the Vitality. Force Protector would be nice into Circle of Life, but we don't have any other units in our hand here, so... Let's go for the Vitality on this damaged Dwarf. Now, we don't need to play every single card here, but we do want to maybe bleed out maybe a couple good cards, and we want to keep pace with Last Say. So what does he have? He has a Rebuke? Oh, Tempering, okay. Okay, well, we can actually just Rebuke that, I think. It'll buff this Treant. It sets up a Rebuke for our Force Protector, so I think we could just do that. Kind of roast stacking here, but I don't think, unless he plays Crushing Trap, I don't think he has any wide punish. So we still want to save this for a scenario, and we want to save this for Gord. We may consider playing Force Protector next if we have a good Rebuke target. Because we're not going to get value from Caress here. We're not going to get anything from Circle of Life here. For Nosteel, okay. That's pretty good. And Leader Charges. Oh, okay. So he's tempoing ahead. Okay. So we do have to play our Force Protector here. Now, do we want to use Leader Charges is the question. I think no, because I want to use one for Boar as long as we draw him, and I want to use one for Hamadryad. Well, let's see. Let's do a Rebuke. Let's kill the Aileron. think we could maybe use one, but if we draw both of these, I'd like to use them on those. So I think I'm just gonna stay there, and I think we get a pass unless he plays something big. Unless he plays something big, I think we get a pass. But he played something big right now with Vernaciel, which is pretty nice. So hopefully he can't tempo ahead of us. And we're still getting vitality from this. Oh, there's the scenario. So I think... Now we could heat wave that, but... We could heat wave that, but honestly, it's going to play for 0 points. So I think we just take the pass. Yeah. I think we take the pass. Because it's a 0 point heat wave, basically. Because we're not going to heat wave it and then play this. And Mr. Opponent is emoting me here. I mean, we could try and go all in. Heat wave that and play Gourd, but that's a bit too risky, in my opinion. So I think it's safe to take the pass here. So you kind of got to recognize when to push and how long to push for. I think this was a good bleed. We got Vernaciel out of him, and we got his scenario out. So and a leader charge as well. And Yavin, okay. I think this is a good bleed. And we still have last say as well. So I think this is a good bleed on my part. Oh god, so we got all specials. Okay. So we want these two, basically. So what do I want to get rid of here? I think I'm actually going to kick Caress. Okay, that's good. And I guess we kick Tempering and hope for Boar. Ah, we get Geralt. Okay, so Geralt could potentially be a brick here. I don't think this deck goes very tall unless maybe he's playing Great Oak. I think we just lead off with Hamadryad. And sorry, my dogs are barking in the background. You may hear them from time to time. So I think we just lead off with Hamadryad. It kind of feels bad, but there's not much we could do here. We could heat wave that, but that's not a very good heat wave. Oh man, 8 points. Oh wait, but whenever you play an elf, boost self by 1. So he's gonna get buffed to 9, isn't he? He's gonna get buffed to 9. Okay. He hasn't... Is he Devotion? I don't know if he's shown whether he's Devotion or non-Devotion. Okay, so I think that's our Geralt target. I don't want to play Shaping Nature on this because it's going to go so tall. Mr. Opponent loves the emotes. So I think I'm actually... This may sound dumb, but I think we're going to Heat Wave that. And we have our Geralt target. Now, maybe playing that Heat Wave kind of signals to him that we have Geralt. Because he would be like, why is he Heat Waving that? But if he's playing an all-elves deck, then... I mean, that's going to buff no matter what. Okay, he has Heat Wave. Okay. Okay, so... Honestly, we might have to go for Gourd here. Geralt's a brick right now. We can't Shaping Nature onto nothing. He played Heat Wave, so what other tall removal does he have? This might not be the correct move, but I think we kind of have to. We have to spend our leader charge next turn to get the full value. Now let's hope he doesn't have Geralt or something. Ah, yeah, there's that stupid elf. I should have put it on the front row. Okay, there's our Geralt, which is nice. So we get Geralt value, and we use our leader charge. I think I'm just going to use it on Geralt so we don't go too tall here. And Mr. Opponent may be rage quitting after that vanilla Geralt there. I think that's what we're seeing here.
2 hours later.
And yeah, he rage quit. He rage quit. I mean, yeah. We could tell he was kind of salty from all the emoting he was doing. So yeah, here we go. My peak is 2469, and yeah, we're at 2462 after that game. So let's play one more, and let's see if we can get back to peak. Alright, and we're going against Nilfgaard Imposter. Okay. We're on red coin, which is actually kind of good since Nilfgaard struggles with proactivity so much. So we should be able to win this round very easily. And we get pretty easy mulligans on our volunteers here. Always mulligan these guys. Alright. Pretty good, pretty good. We might do the same thing as last time. Bove into a Circle of Life onto Dunka. As long as we can get a death blow. Or actually, we could just play the Guardian and then play Fove into Circle of Life. And Dunka's the only Squirtle unit in our hand. He plays a Crossbowman. Crossbowman. No Ramon. Okay, that tells me... Huh. So that signals to me that he doesn't have a lot of proactivity right now. So I think I'm actually going to take a rebuke on this. It does spawn a 1-power treant for him to interact with, but... I don't like that collar either. That collar is pretty intimidating. But I guess the good thing is Dunka has Veil and Guardian has Veil. Now he plays Ramon. What the heck? Okay. Wait, onto an Arbalest. What? That's not right. That is not right. Could actually get some Caress value here, but we don't have a Dryad, so whatever. Let's... I mean, we don't care if this dies, to be honest. And again, if you hear my dogs in the background, I'm sorry. Let's play our Guardian, and then I think we're gonna do what I said, Fove into Circle of Life, and then we buff up our Dunka. Oh wait, I'm a Pepega though. We don't have any more Squirtle units in our hand, except for Fove. That's annoying. That's annoying. Well, does he have a way to kill? If he plays Assassination, right? Plays Pikeman. That's very strange. Oh, but this is gonna... You can joust it and then kill it with Pikeman. Huh. No, we could... Man, that's actually pretty annoying. If he didn't... Maybe we can wait till he plays a second Arbalest and we could get a death blow on that. Yeah, this is pretty annoying. We could just take the Circle of Life and... It's not worth it. I think... You know what, let's just play the Dunka. This might be the wrong move, but... I think we need to play her earlier rather than later. Okay, so no joust, actually. Now, he may be passing soon because he got his thinning cards out. I think we buff it with tempering. He may have Vincent, but if he Vincents it, fine, whatever. And we always have really good reach with either Shaping Nature or Justice. Okay, so he goes ahead and passes. So how can we get ahead here? I think we just play Shaping Nature, right? And then might actually have to click Dunka. Lose a bit of carryover. We could play this for 8, but that's not enough. Or what if we go Fauve into something? Fauve into... I want to save Justice to push. Alright, let's play Shaping Nature. No! Oh my god. Oh no! I picked the wrong one! Oh my god. What the... Oh my goodness, no way. It's not enough. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding? I picked the wrong one. Alright, you know what? You know what? I don't care. I'm leaving this in. I'm not taking out this game. I'm gonna be a good sport here. Oh my god. My opponent's probably thinking this guy is an idiot. I clicked too fast. I clicked the vitality. Oh boy. Alright. Well, the good thing is we win at 4 cards, so we still have the last say, but we have to dry pass. We can't push anymore. I mean, we could push 2 cards down, but I'd rather not. I'd rather not. So... okay. Oh, man. I can't believe I did that. That may... oh, hunting pack, what the heck? I guess he bricked it. Now that may cost us the game because we're not able to bleed ball out of them. Because I'm pretty sure he's playing ball. But... we'll see, we'll see. If I lose, well, you know what? Fine, it's on me. But we do have a good hand here. Look at that. Oh man, 2 Hamadryads. Oh man, what a hand. What a hand. And like I said, I think I'm actually okay with mulliganing away Gord since we can pull him with Council. That's fine. Rebuke is good. Okay, I think we're gonna have to keep it. We're gonna have to keep it at right here to not brick our Justice. We still have Oniro to pull Heat Wave, but we're not going to be able to pull Tree and Boar Forest Protector, which feels kind of bad. Let's just go ahead and start off with Justice. He plays Knight, so he probably plays Leo, so... pretty sure our Hamadryads are going to get removed here pretty easily. Either by Leo or Vincent. Maybe even Poison. Though Shaping Nature does have the Veil option. I guess which is a good and bad thing. Protects against Poison, but makes it easy Vincent target. Oh man, I can't believe I chose the wrong option. That is such a Papega. We could actually Fauve into a Circle of Life here. There's a Caress. I think let's just start off with a Hamadryad, right? Could purify that, but nah. The shield is gonna tank 1 point. Let's just lay down our Symbiosis units and then just start hammering away those nature cards. So honestly, I'm expecting one, if not both of these to die. But we got Symbiosis. We got Last Say with Gord. I think we're still fine. Although, actually, Imposter plus Vanamar could be kind of scary, to be honest. Oh, Usurper now. Wow. Maybe he's not playing Ball. Or maybe he missed it? Usurper now is kind of a big dick move, I ain't gonna lie. Huh. How do I want to do this? Sucks we don't have a way to kill this right away. We don't have a Geralt target right now. Let's get our other Hamadryad on the board. Maybe I should have actually placed that between these dwarves in case he plays Assassination. I don't know if he does, but maybe I should have done that. He could play Treason as well, but I doubt it. Assassination is highly more common. Unless he's playing like Enslave. Defender, okay, so... that's actually kind of annoying. We might have to heat wave that. Because we don't have a way to kill that. Even if we played like Rebuke and then Force Protector onto another Rebuke, right? It wouldn't even kill him then. That's frustrating. I think we have to heat wave it. I don't like that. I don't like the way it's looking at me. So if he's playing Ball, it means we can't remove his Ball. Swears, okay. Interesting. Don't see Swears very often. I kind of don't want to buff these up anymore, to be honest, because he's probably playing Leo. If he plays Nilfgaardian Knight, he's probably playing Leo, so I think keeping these at 8 is actually kind of good for us. So let's... Yeah. I think we just start playing nature cards, right? Man, if we go for Circle of Life now, though, now we have nothing to buff. Could play Tempering on a Dwarf. It puts it at 9, but... No, maybe we go Fauve into Caress. I don't know. You know what? Let's play a Tempering on a Dwarf. So yeah, we're gonna go for a Caress. Amnesty, okay. Alright. Huh, alright then. Yeah, we just take the Caress. I guess we buff. Yeah, we could have buffed either one of these. I don't think it matters too much. Next, we probably play Rebuke or Shaping Nature. I kind of wish we had Treant Boar here. I feel like he'd be very good. Unless maybe he has a lock, but he actually hasn't played any locks other than the Stratagem. What do you got for us, Mr. Opponent? Locks a Hamadryad, okay. But maybe he's not playing ball. He would have played it at this point, right? I mean, we don't care too much that that's locked. Geralt might actually be a brick here. I think we'll just take a rebuke right now. We could Shaping Nature. Probably just go for the 8 buff on Treant. I won't... Try not to click the wrong thing this time. There's a Vincent, okay. I'm fine with that. I am actually okay with that. We could be greedy and go for a Vitality on the Hamadryad, but no, that's too greedy. Too greedy. Actually, what if we go for the Veil so he can't lock it and kill it? But nah, whatever. Now let's go for the 8 and make sure I click the right one this time. All right. Yeah, Geralt might actually be a brick here. So, kind of like what I was saying in the beginning of the video, Geralt can be a brick at sometimes, but when he does find value, it's pretty good. Oh, all right, and we got another quit. Oh my god. God, I feel like a bully, man. I'm sorry. Oh man. All right. And did we get back at peak? Oh, 2470 new peak. That is awesome. I'm very happy with that. If I get to 2500 with this deck, I'll be so happy. Okay, so that is the deck, and we showed 2 games this time, and in the second game I made a huge mistake, and we still won because Nilfgaard is just pretty bad right now. So that was the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed, and once again, I hope you guys will check out the Bandit Gang Duel of Dogs tournament. Once again, I will leave a link to that in the description below, and of course, I will leave a link to this deck down in the description below as well, in case you want to try it out for yourself, maybe make a couple changes there. It's pretty good. As you can see, 2470 is our new peak, and I'm liking it. It's a really strong deck, and it's a lot of fun. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do 2 matches going forward. Maybe I'll do 3 in the future. I would like to do 3, but then the video just gets crazy long. So 2 games for now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, anything like that in the comments. And I appreciate you watching, and you have a good day. See ya.